Hey, welcome to In-Home Life Groups. This is the last In-Home Life Group of the semester, which is crazy. And next Sunday night is the last high school night of the semester. Now, I'm in the prayer room at Harvester Christian Church, and we are going to be talking about prayer tonight. And this is the prayer wall over here. And we got people just put their prayers down or things like this. But actually, we have announcements right here. So a couple of announcements. First of all, we are in a series called Waitlisted this week and next week and last week. And speaking of Waitlisted, we are on a wait list for CIY Move. And so that means if you have not registered for CIY Move, we are full, but you can get on the wait list. And as spots open up, we'll make sure to get you in on the trip July 12th through the 16th in Lincoln, Nebraska. Now, also, we have some awesome high school nights coming up. Like I said, next Sunday night is our last high school night of the semester, but we have some high school nights this summer starting June 20th. We're going to be doing high school nights and after parties on the June 20th, June 27th, and then July 18th after CIY. And we got some great after parties, including we have a tournament night where we're going to be doing some tournaments like basketball, cornhole, 9 square, all kinds of fun tournaments with your friends. We also have Bolero. We're going to be heading over to Bolero after high school night in June. Bowling, laser tag, all that stuff. And then our final summer high school night after CIY, we're going to be doing silent disco, bringing it back. It's going to be great. So we got a fun summer coming up and last high school night soon. So don't miss it. Can't wait to see you back in the annex next Sunday. Peace. We really don't like waiting on things, do we? We're a society and a culture that wants to get immediate results, and we typically get frustrated if we don't get those immediate results. Think of fast food or restaurants even. Like, we want our food now. Even if we go sit down at a restaurant, I expect my food in a timely fashion. I mean, let's go already. What about grocery store lines? I want the shortest line. I get frustrated if the lines are too long and there aren't enough checkout people. I mean, let's go already. What about red lights? Why are the red lights so long? I've been waiting for 45 seconds. It's my turn. I mean, let's go already. What about text messages? I know you read my text. I just sent one to you and I expect a reply back right now. What are you doing? Respond to me. I mean, let's go already. What about God? I prayed about this last night. I don't see an answer or a response yet. Why not? Are you distracted with someone else? Am I not important enough to answer immediately? I mean, let's go already. Is that your life motto? Let's go already? Can you imagine living in a day where there was no internet and you had to find information from a newspaper or a library? Can you imagine living in a day where there was no telephone and you had to travel to someone's house or send a letter to communicate to them? Can you imagine living in a day when there was no airplane and you had to travel the country by car and the world by boat? Can you imagine living in a day where there was no car and you had to travel by horse or walk? Here's the current truth of our situation. The world is getting faster and we are getting more impatient. But God is beyond time. God is not limited by time. And so while the world is getting faster and we are getting more impatient, God is still in control and operating at his own pace. It is said that due to the pace of society and smartphones in our pockets, humans have now surpassed goldfish in having the shortest attention span, 8 seconds. I love airports. You know why I love airports so much? It's because everyone at the airport is forced to wait. You rush to the airport, you stress out, you go through security, and then you just sit and you wait. And I love that airports force us to wait. Prayer is kind of like an airport. I'm here in the prayer room at Harvester, and many of you may not know this room exists. It's right next to the baptistry. This room is kind of like a much smaller, much quieter airport. You see, when we tap into prayer, we are entering into God's waiting room or airport. We rush through all of our life. We get distracted. We feel disappointments. We're constantly moving in and out of things, but we enter into prayer and God says, slow down. You see, God's not going to answer our prayers based on our pace of life. He's going to based on His pace. And God is never changing. He's outside of time, and He knows all there is to know. I don't know if you've been in a conversation with someone and they're constantly looking at their phone. Like, what's that make you feel like? Like you're not important. They may not be intentionally trying to tell you that, but they are distracted by their short attention span. Here's what I want you to know about God. Number one, God is faithful. Just because God is not responding to you based on your timetable, He is still faithful. Maybe you need to slow down and just wait, like you're at the airport. And keep showing up to God's airport every day and wait. God knows your life, and God knows your pace, and God knows your situation even better than you do. God is faithful. And number two, God is always listening. God is never sitting next to you, distracted by His phone. You have His attention. Anytime you speak to Him, He's listening. Your prayers, your disappointments, your frustrations, your joys, He hears them. It's easy to feel disappointment when we're waiting on God, or even when we feel like God is not answering us, or things are beyond our control, like He's distracted on the phone. But no matter how long we are waiting, He's faithful and He is listening. So let's do something. Let's slow down enough to hear what He's saying to us. Tonight in your groups, you're going to read some scripture and talk about what it looks like to wait faithfully on a God that is faithful to us. Have a great group.